Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Let me know if you could hear me. Can you hear me? Cause I got my little mic plugged in, but it's telling me that you can't hear me. Oh, you know what? I forgot to tell the Blessed Tribe that I was going live. So I don't know if I could log in on my computer um, at the same time without getting cut off. But I forgot to post on the. Okay, that's good. You can hear me. My Wi-Fi acting up on me, so y'all got to forgive me. So raggedy Wi-Fi has been acting up bad. I don't know why. I think my wife got too many routers or something. But I popped on here to do a Q&A today. For those of you in the Blessed Tribe, as you know, I try to do Q&As for you for being a member of the channel, and I greatly appreciate you being a member of the channel in that way. So I try to pop on here when I can, but it's been a little, running around with the family, enjoying the summer. So don't always get to hop on here. And I was on here yesterday, but it was kind of, I think it was middle of the day. So if you remember, put the hashtag Q in front of your question so I can try to identify it a little easier, and that'll help me out. Talking to a man that has some non-negotiable habits he's trying to break for me. I'm guessing that means smoking that little cloud at the end. And that's a tough one, to be honest with you. Like me personally, I really wouldn't be able to go up against somebody's addictions, especially something that they trying to do for me. It would have to be something that they doing for themselves. It would have to be something that they doing because they see the health benefits in making those changes. Because if somebody changing for you, then, and it's not really themselves with it, like you can be the influence, but a person really has to want to change. So, that's a gamble. It's 50-50 gamble. So you got to be careful with that one. Let me see. During no contact, do I still check on them if they have a sickly loved one? No, you don't. If you're in no contact, that means no contact, because any contact is contact. So any contact could give a person that high, could give a person that feeling that they need to feel like you're still there and you're still accessible. And so no contact is a tough thing to do when you really trying to, send a message. He cusses, not a smoker. I don't cuss or drink. Oh, well, cursing, that's not a big deal. That's not the end of the world. That's nothing. I thought you was talking about like he smoke or something since you put that little puff at the end. But cursing, that's a personal choice, but it's not necessarily gonna change the quality of your life in a huge way. It's 99% of people curse. So, I don't curse, but and that shouldn't be that hard, especially if he has, a functioning brain where he can say what he's getting ready to say in his head before he says it out his mouth. It shouldn't be a hard thing to stop cursing. That's not an addiction. So yeah, that's very minute. Hey Tony, thanks so much for all you do. I'm currently working on myself mentally and emotionally. Do you have any tips on ways to get myself together before a relationship? Everything we do here basically plays into that. So doing what you're doing, it's nothing magical, just doing the work, read the books, take the courses, watch the videos, do the coaching sessions, the therapy sessions. It's nothing magical. It's really just showing up and doing the work. And if you do the work, then the results are going to speak for themselves. 4 years together, no talk of marriage, and I've been with him literally through sickness and health. I feel like he is taking me for granted at this point. And you would feel right. You're feeling right. In 4 years, that's what I call career dating. Once you've been with somebody more than 3 years and y'all still aren't married, it's typically not a good sign unless there's some, circumstances that prevents marriage, which there are exceptions to the rule, but on average, a man, if he's 25 or older, should have married you within 3 years. Join the Blessed Business Tribe, but don't have access to videos. You may have to log out and log back in, like log out of your account, and log back in so that it refreshes that you actually a member. But I don't work in customer service on that end because that's ran by Google. And so I really honestly don't fully understand it myself. I do know it's working because it's people who see the videos and comment on the videos, but y'all have to, click on the service or the help button on YouTube and send a, email in to them so that they can help you because about that code that for 3 months contract turn too late. I mean, you could talk to them, but just be careful. Make sure you talking to them, and y'all can talk on IG. If you could talk on WhatsApp, if it's other ways to talk, talking is cool. But, it's a lot of scams there. It's a lot going. Ex of past admitted he wasn't ready to change or heal from absent past trauma, so I moved on. Why does after 1 year he jumps through loops for contact, grocery, events, etc.? Well, what that means is he went into the real world and he saw that it wasn't as sweet as he thought it would be. He thought that there would be some upgrades out there and realized that it wasn't any upgrades. It was downgrades. And so now he's circling back. It's what I call the black book syndrome. When a lot of times we try to move forward and it's not going the way we expected, so we come back. Y'all have to forgive my face glowing. I did my 3-step routine. My wife got me on this here. So it looked like my face shining, but that's some kind of ointment and moisturizer or something. Gina, God bless you. How to confront boyfriend after following and liking models on social media without sounding controlling? Well, it could sound how it's gonna sound, but you can't worry about how it's gonna sound. That's just a conversation that has to be had. You can't get caught up in how it sounds. You just gotta be able to say, hey, look, I was checking out your social media and I noticed that, you liking and you following these people and it feels inappropriate because that's your eye gate. And when you looking upon these women, that's lusting. And so now you lusting, and I want to ask you to put the shoe on the other foot and ask yourself, how would you feel if I was doing the same thing? And then see what he says. Alexis Cooper, God bless you. God bless you. I really appreciate that. That right there is huge blessing. Maria, bless you. Bless you, bless you. Wow. Coach, just in complete gratitude, tithing, offering, may you and yours stay blessed. Thank you as always for all you do. Bless you, Maria. I really appreciate that. Question: divorce with 4 kids, desire to get remarried in the future, desire a godly man, and to not date the world's way. Is that going to be hard? Yeah, it's going to be hard. Yeah, it's going to be hard. But if you trust God, then God could do what's hard. That's come down to faith. It's really nothing worth doing in life that's not gonna be hard. So I'll be lying to you if I said, oh yeah, oh no, that's gonna be easy. That's gonna be a walk in the park. You finna just step out there with them 4 kids and just finna be just amazing and easy. I'll be lying to you. It's we live in a world where men and women are becoming lovers of themselves and losing themselves, and it's just a lot going on. Can you also do a video on guys sending mixed signals? I'm pretty sure I have a video on that, but it probably might not be titled that. So it's kind of a thing to where as you continue to watch the videos and go through them, you'll bump into those lessons. He was constantly calling in the beginning. Then it cut down when I mentioned he said he's busy, has his own company he's working towards. Said if I'm not happy, I should cut him out. But he does want me. So basically, what he's saying is listen, I've been listening to these podcasts online and to these YouTube videos. I'm the prize. Go on about your business. If you ain't happy with the little bit of time and attention I'm giving you, then go on about your business. That's essentially what he's saying to you. And so you have to look at it and see if what you're asking for is fair, if it's legitimate. And if that's the case, then you can't compromise that. You got to go on about your business. And so it's coming to a time right now to where a lot of men, they just basically saying, listen, this is all I'm going to give you. You know, shut up and deal with it or find somebody else. A lot of men taking that approach, and you just got to be able to show him, okay, I'm about that life. I'm out of here. Blended family. Hubby wants to take my 3-year-old son for 1 month to bond alone. He did this with his current 3 kids because him and ex-wife were separated. How else can hubby bond with young stepchild? He could bond in front of you. He could bond y'all going, because what he need to bond alone for? Like, you're not in the way. Like, that's your child. That's your child, and that y'all together can go putt golf, skating, bowling, but this your husband, but that's not his child. And being that that's not his child, me personally, I can't trust a man around a child that's not his, because there's so many men that can't even be trusted with their own kids. And that's just me being a man and me having 2 boys and me knowing the man that I was when my first was born, that I didn't even feel comfortable with my son alone just off of my emotional intelligence, and just if he crying a whole lot, or, if he just going through whatever colic or whatever it may be. And now even if your boy older, it still is so much that go on that you can't really accuse him and say, listen, it's a lot of, such and such that's going on. And not to say I don't trust you, but in so many words, you just got to say, listen, he's still, my son's still developing, he's still growing, like he gonna get to know you, he'll feel comfortable. But as his mom, I wouldn't feel comfortable sending him off with his own dad, for a month, because I have to be there to protect him and make sure that everything good. And so y'all welcome to, we go to the movie. If you want to go, take him to a baseball game, the basketball game, and y'all shoot to the game, watch the game, and come on back. But I say that because of the stuff I see on my end, the emails that I'm reading on my end. I won't be able to do it. Brittany, God bless you. X has a new girlfriend. They are on vacay together. He's sending me pics of him out. Said he's going alone. We haven't talked regularly in months. Why? I really can't tell you. I really can't tell you. When it comes to general men questions, it's a little easier. But on things like that, it comes down to the individual. It just depends on that individual. But in general, if he's just the everyday average man, then a man does that just to soothe his soul tie. And what I mean by that is, when you with somebody, you get a release from the interaction with that person, and your brain get used to those dopamine hits, and you get used to that interaction. So now when you're not with that person, you start to miss their laugh, miss their cry, miss their touch, miss their company. And so you want to interact with the person, because it gives you that high, it gives you that hit that you miss, that your brain was so accustomed to getting. And so, and that's what we've kind of, somebody called a soul tie, and that's what's been spread around. So that's all it is. When a man mouth doing one thing but his actions doing another, that's when you can't really trust anything that's coming out his mouth. Liliana, God bless you. My boyfriend who is a girl, told him he like him, and he told her he have a girlfriend, but she called him every day, and they both attend the same church. What to do? I'm assuming it's a typo in here somewhere. But I'm assuming it's a typo in there somewhere, Liliana. But you definitely gonna have to shut that all the way down. That's gonna have to be shut all the way down. When you're in a relationship, you or your partner cannot have friends of the opposite sex, especially when those people have expressed feelings or you've expressed feelings, because humans are created to relate, to connect. Like, we come together, and that's the goal in the mind, is to connect. And so you playing with fire when you allow, your partner to have friends of the opposite sex. For those of y'all new to the Blessed Tribe, try to keep just questions in the comments. We try to, it's so many questions coming in here that if you put comments in there, it kind of make it harder for me to see it. So just try to keep questions in the comments. If you don't have a question, then, just watch and, listen, support. But, and I try to catch as many as I can. So when I miss it, be paying attention. You could post it back in there again, copy and paste it. Hey, Tony, I just got out of a 3-year relationship. I'm 21, just graduated with a bachelor's in nursing, in therapy, hired a life coach. I want to attract love someday, but not ready. No rush, right? God bless. Hey, bless you. You right. I don't know if that was really a question, but yeah, you right. Keep doing what you're doing. We have been dating 5 months consistently. Calls, dates, showing up and showing out, and giving me his time. I asked him, are we getting married? He said, we may as well. What does that mean? Well, I tell you what, Latina, you sure don't hold back. I don't know where you were raised at, but that's not really a question you supposed to ask a man, especially at the 5-month mark. Are we getting married? Like, that's kind of something you want to wait to see how the man kind of moving, and if he, asks you to be his girlfriend first, and then, moving towards that. And really, 5 months, you don't even know a person. You really don't know a person to that 12, 13-month mark. So before that, that's all play. Like, a relationship can start, go great, and end at the 6-month mark, and we shouldn't even count that on the relationship resume. Like, it shouldn't even go on the resume, if it was under a year, really, because that's just a normal dating process. So y'all still really early, and that's real early for that question coming from you. The man is the one who gets on one knee and proposes, so that's something that you leave to the man to, initiate that. Otherwise, it'll feel like that you coercing him. Finals keep shining. Rob John, God bless you. I like both of the teams, and I don't really. I spoke to the rookie class of guys on the Bucks, and I spoke to the rookie class of guys on the Suns. So in cases like that, I try not to pick a side. I just, may the best men win. But it would be kind of cool to see CP3 get him a ring. Hold on right quick. Let me make sure I I'm gonna miss some of these now. How do I handle my kids' grandfather? My kid's grandfather who hit on me with nasty words and always asking me comparison questions about him and his son. Also tries to keep me on call long hours. Say don't tell his son things. Well, sis, you shouldn't even be entertaining him. If that's the case, especially on the phone, long hours. You shouldn't even be entertaining him. So that's something that you got to shut down. You got to, your kids really don't need a grandfather like that. Sound like the granddaddy nasty, and you don't know if he in cahoots with the son to see if you keeping secrets. The son putting them up to it to say, hey, try, see what she say, see what she do, see if I could trust her. Men do that all the time, get together in cahoots to test a woman. And so a lot of times where a woman may be keeping a secret for this one man, she don't even know the other man sent him this to test her in that way. And so you got to be careful with that. You got to cut that all the way off. When it comes to stuff like that, it really ain't no decent way to handle it. It just, you got to do what got to be done and let him take it how he gonna take it. Concerned about my sister, has been using dating apps but no luck. I try to help. God bless you, sis. We try. I really, I answer your question, but if your sister not here, spending the time and seeking the knowledge, it don't do her no good or us no good, talking on that. So if you got a question on you, I love to help. I asked child's father where he's taking son when he picks him up and check in on son. He says if I keep asking questions, he won't pick up son again. Son has speech delay, so always worried about who he has around him. Well, the thing is, that's your child. So you got to protect your child. And so if your child is not, if you don't feel comfortable with where your child is, you don't know where your child at, what your child doing, then you have to know and understand that you don't need him to pick the son up because that's your son. So he should be okay answering questions about his son. And I know some men get upset about that and they may not understand that because they're like, oh, I'm his father. But if you the one with primary custody, then that's really on you, because when you send your child out of your custody, now it's your place to check up on your child. And so if the man can't get with that, then y'all can discuss it in court or what have you, but you should always have the right to check up on your son and vice versa. Now, if when your son with you and he checking in and you're not answering and you don't feel the need to update him on who you have his son around, then that's gonna exacerbate the situation and make him feel like that. So, you got to understand that. I know some of y'all watching the video kind of delayed. You may be watching it like I'm here and somebody asking a question and the video is ahead on the live. So y'all have to understand that. Together 5 years, broke up with him 1 year ago. He got someone pregnant and keeps trying to get back with me. I haven't moved on because no one in my city is up to par. How do I stop thinking about him and us? It's just the way the mind works. You're going to have to get busy. You're going to have to join some groups, join some organizations, read some books, write some books, start a new company, get busy on what you have to do, focusing on you, create a day schedule so that you don't have idle time in your day, that if you're not watching something for relaxation or doing something to relax, then you need to be doing something productive and make sure you have that in there. Haran, I don't know if you listening, but I answered your question. Not sure if you delayed on the video, but I keep seeing the same question. Copy and paste it in there. I found out he slept around on me. He got tested only in UTI right now. Why won't he admit he is 52? He got tested on UTI right now. Why won't he admit he is 52? God bless you on that one, sister. Now, I know I missed some questions in here now. I'm single. Guy DM me asking if I'm looking for a serious relationship. Told him I ain't actively looking. He stops DMing. Was my delivery bad? He claims he's single. Well, you know, it's kind of, he gave you what you told him, you know, so you shouldn't really be worried about why he stopped DMing him when you told him stop DMing you, you know, because he wrote you asking, are you looking for a serious relationship? Like, are you writing about, are you on here? Are you interested in a relationship? When you said, no, I'm not looking, then he like, okay, I'm looking, so I'm gonna go on about my business. So essentially, he just gave you what you said. So you have to get clarity on what do you want. You know, do you want a man to court you? Do you want a man to come and approach you with intention and purposeful dating in mind? And if not, then you can't worry about it if he stopped writing you. And if you do, then you have to say, yes, I am. I am looking to date serious when that happens, or however you would word it. Tony, I just want to say thank you so much. You've been a huge part of my growth journey. I've gotten out of my situationship. I just published my book in my purpose and focusing on my 3 Bs. God bless you. Whenever somebody say the 3 Bs, I know you've been here. I know you've been here listening. So whenever somebody say that, I'll try to catch some. Hello, Tony. What does it mean when you conversate with a man and he dominate the convo and you have to interrupt him to speak? He talks more about how he is, what he likes. He is a nice guy. You know, I'll tell you this, just let him talk. Just let him talk. Don't interrupt, you know, just let him talk. And the more he talks, the better that is, because the more you get to hear about him, the more you get to learn about him. And if he's not a good person, then the quicker he's gonna push you away. The quicker you're gonna find out if he is worth your time. So when you got somebody talking, that's the best thing that can happen. You really don't want to interrupt that. You don't want to shut that down. You know, you need something. If you need to talk, then get your life coach. So that way you get to talk as long as you want to talk. But when you meeting somebody, the person who talks the least is the person who have the most power. Unfortunately, because the more a person gonna talk, the more you gonna know. The more of his hand he gonna show. And so that's honestly what you want to happen. And with men, the more a man expresses himself, the more he falls in love, unless he just got a mental issue. And that'll be shown. You'll realize that rather quickly. Let me see. Is it controlling to require your child's father to go to therapy for a minimum amount of time before seeing child based on previous anger issues and well as emotional? Thank you so much. No, that's not controlling. You know, that's a protective measure. That's something that you should do, but it's just kind of like you got to look at who he is and who he's trying to be. And before anything, just having supervised visitation, y'all being at the park and him with the child at the park or at the bounce house, at the jump center, at the zoo, wherever, and you being there and him being there and you getting to see that interaction, you get to see that time spent. Because for one, he could say he did 12 sessions of therapy, and he can do like a lot of men do me. A lot of men go on mymentor.life and book a session with me and never do the session. But I guarantee you, when they book the session and they get that confirmation email, they forward that email to their lady to say, hey, I signed up for a session. And then after that date of that session, he said, oh, the session went great. And the man never talked to me. And so, you could put that requirement in, but it really is not, foolproof. It ain't going to save you from nothing. He's still going to do and be who he is until he really want to change. So you'll be better off being around him and feeling his spirit and feeling how he act and how he is. And if you're doing that, then that's going to be the best thing to do. Because sometimes it's like you send somebody to therapy, that's money that could be going to the child. And it really, the therapist and all of that and life coaches is not a magician. We can't fix nobody. So if he's the type of person that he's stubborn, he hard-headed, you see he's not growing, he's not changing, ain't nobody gonna be able to help. But if he in that space, then it'll be different. Let me see. 419. Bless me. What does it mean if a man sends you a nasty pic and video and y'all never mess with each other? That he nasty. Just mean that he nasty. That's all it is. And he don't respect you. And he don't respect you because he don't respect himself. And so that's the type of man that you run from. Divorce 1 year, 50-50 custody. Ex has brought multiple women around our children. Is he interviewing for the position? I would imagine so. It's been good. It's been going good. Dating about 4 months. He's consistently making efforts for me. He always plans stuff. I planned a date and took him out. Should I have done that if he's supposed to court me? No, that's cool. That's cool. Just to show him that, hey, you're into him too. And so you want to have a ratio with that to where if he's planning and he's courting you, a man needs to know that he's appreciated as well. The key is that you just don't take the full lead and just start courting him all the time. And now you planning every date because you want to show how much you want to plan a date and how much you like him. But it's reciprocation is always great. Make sure y'all put the hashtag Q in front of your question. And if you ask a question and you see I'm missing other questions, then don't ask a second question until you see I done caught these other questions. Because what's happening is sometimes you could post your question and you could post it at the right time when I'm done talking and I see your question. But if you didn't already ask a question or 2 or 3 questions and somebody else posts at a different time, I missed theirs. So I'm trying to be as fair as possible. But y'all gotta understand I'm just one person trying to scroll with this here finger. Hello, Tony. When a man wants to do business before getting married, should I be concerned about anything? When you say want to do business, if you mean do business with you, like you his client or y'all go in business together, then yes, you should be concerned about that. If you mean do business like he want to build his business and he want to work on himself while y'all are dating, committed, exclusive, and intentional, then no, you shouldn't be worried about that. Peace and blessings. How should I date for marriage while remaining celibate until marriage? Remaining abstinent until marriage is dating for marriage. Because when you're dating is to build on a firm foundation of communication, friendship. It's romantic, but you're dating with the intent to marry. And so by having your legs closed, then you're dating intentionally for marriage. So you still could go on dates. You just have to set boundaries to where you say, hey, our date is out in the public. Like we're going to the park, we're having a picnic, we're going to the movie, going to a restaurant, going bowling, going skating, not in the backseat of the car at the lake, not in his apartment, your apartment, but y'all are dating actively and you're doing things that's going to get them, juice is flowing and y'all building, y'all conversating, but you set boundaries to where can't nothing be whipped out on you and you end up on your back. My husband is 50. I'm in my late 30s. He yells and curses when he's mad. Calls me names, what to do. You probably gonna need coaching for that. On marriage situations, I try not to speak on marriage situations because marriage is a covenant. It's easy to say you should leave a relationship when you're dating because dating is not a covenant before God. Marriage is a covenant before God. So you have to be a little more diligent when it comes to marriage. And that's something that you'll need coaching for so you really can lay it out and talk about it. Now, it sounds like, you're young enough to be his daughter. So in essence, it's kind of like he yelling at you like Cinderella. And so you got to take note of that and really evaluate the situation and evaluate why you got into the relationship. If he was that same person and you ignored it, or if he showed you a representative and now he's showing you his true colors. How do I encourage my husband to be more attentive to me? Well, you can lead by example and be attentive to him. And when he sees that you're attentive to him, it's almost like he can learn how to love, and he can learn how to be attentive by seeing what attentive looks like. And if that doesn't work, like let's say you do that for a week, 2 weeks, and it doesn't work, then it's something that in a time of peace, you got to sit and you got to have that conversation. You got to sit and have that conversation and say, hey, I want to talk to you about, just our needs and how we can build as a couple. And I want to know what you need from me, and I want to share what I need from you. And so you call that town hall meeting so that y'all can have that discussion and recognize effort, because not everybody gonna be perfect at showing love, and not everybody gonna show love the way we want to show love. And a lot of times in our mind, we're like, I wish my partner would do this at this very moment, but they don't know to do that because they've never seen it exemplified and it's never been done for them, and it may not be their love language, so they don't even expect to do it, know how to do it, or want to do it. So in marriage, that's where communication to the relationship is like oxygen to life. I'm 21, no kids. My coworker, he's 34 with 2 kids. He is now trying to make me feel bad for not giving him the time of day. I keep telling him different stages, different ages. You just stop explaining it now. Go ahead, stop explaining it. You need to start walking around with the sexual harassment packet. So when he see you next time, you got that packet in your hand, and just happen to have that packet and just fan yourself. And he see that sexual harassment on there. Woo, it's hot in here. Woo. Well, what you got there? This was just something I was looking into. It's like they was just talking to us, like if somebody keep bothering you or keep talking to you or whatever, it's just like HR want to hear from you. So I just, that's all you got to do. Because right now, with the Me Too, you got to stop explaining yourself. Because see, what you have to realize about men are hunters. Men are lions. If you acting like a gazelle, a man gonna act like a lion. Now, if he see you a lioness, then he gonna move a little different. And so what you have to realize is you can't look like dinner, and you can't be, if you keep keying and keep trying to softly explain it, a man gonna overstep that. He gonna look past that. With a man, you got to be direct. You got to be direct. You got to be real. You got to be blunt. You got to be straight up. You got to take the kitty gloves off, and you got to let him really feel you for him to know that you're serious. What is your take on women who are dating one man but talking to multiple men? Is this a bad thing? Yeah, it's a bad thing. Because if you dating somebody and you differentiate dating from talking to, then you being a dog, you being a player, and that same thing gonna happen back to you. Now, if dating is you going on dates with people, then it's nothing wrong with dating multiple people. But if you differentiate dating from talking, then that's 2 different levels. And that means dating is something exclusive or something committed or something like he think you the only one or he's the only one. And so you just got to be very careful with, how you define that. 22, been dating a great guy, 26, for 3 months. Lately, a lot of men that have it together been trying to court me. What to do if you start to wonder what it would be like to be with a man that has money? Well, you got to really understand money first. And you got to understand that money don't mean anything. I was speaking to a team and I was mentioning money and I was talking about earnings. And one of the players, he asked me, he said, "Are you happy?" And in that moment, I realized that it's not my money that make me happy. Like, money don't make you happy. Like, I literally know somebody that is getting ready to fly to Italy on a private jet. And that round trip private jet flight alone on the type of plane that he fly on gonna cost like $500,000. And the rest of the trip may cost another 100 grand. So for a 1 week vacation, he finna spend what the cost of 2-3 houses. And we still talk about happiness, like still in pursuit of happiness. So you have to understand that a man with money, it really does not mean anything. Like, money could be expensive misery. So if you got a guy that does not have money and he's only 26 years old, but he treats you like a queen, then you're gonna win all day with him than being with a man who already established and already got money and made his money without you. So now you an option. He don't need you. He came to you with money, so you have nothing to do with his success. But a 26-year-old man who has great character, that man at 26, I was making $20,000 a year. Now, but my wife was with me. When she could have been with men with money, she could have been with older men, even if it was just 5 years older than me, who making 75K, 50K. But she was with me for my character and how I was treating her. So at 26 years old, I was making $20,000 a year. Now at 37, there's some months that I pay my wife $20,000 a month. So she helped me build. She was there with me. She was in the process. So I feel like everything I got, it belongs to her. Like, it's nothing I will keep from her. And there's nobody I'll leave her for. It's nothing I wouldn't do for her. Nothing in the world I wouldn't do for her, because she built with me from the ground up. And that right there is priceless. And that's what a lot of women today don't understand that. And a lot of women want to go get a man who already established, already got his own, instead of being willing to build with a man from the ground up, a man with character, because if he got character, he gonna make money. So because I have character, my wife, she would always tell me, the money gonna come. So I already know the money gonna come. The money gonna come. I'm like, no, man, you really think that? Like, you really? She's like, yes, that's common sense. Like, you can't see yourself. She's like, I could see you. She's like, the money gonna come. So that's what you got to understand. Just like these men with money, got money, your 26-year-old can get money, can get to some money. So the key, especially when you're young, is character. It's that man character. It's how he treats you, how he talk to you, how he see the world, who he look up to, who his mentors are, even if they virtual mentors, and he never met them. So that's what you got to understand. That's a big topic too, so I'm going to do a whole video on that. Well, I talk about it all the time, but women don't be wanting, I'm not finna be with no broke man. You try to be. What's that? So I just supposed to be with a broke man? So I'm done with it now. I'm like, all right, go ahead, do what you want to do. I'm talking to a guy that used to text me every day to check on me when he's busy. Now he doesn't send me text messages like he used to. He gives me the busy excuse. Should I tell him how I feel? I mean, you could tell him how you feel, but I mean, you could tell him how you feel, but he's showing you how he feels. So he's showing you he's not into you. He's showing you that this ship has sailed. That's what he's showing you. So what you need to show him is your back walking out the door. So that's what you got to understand. What if he doesn't have a good relationship with his father and is coming from a place of jealousy and want what his son has? Years ago, boyfriend told me his father liked me, but I never believed until now. Says you just got to cut his daddy off. You know, what you even talking to his daddy for? You know, you grown, old as Methuselah. You're a grown woman. You know, you're not a defenseless little girl. Like if you talking to a man and he talking to you disrespectful and he coming at you sideways, then as a woman, you got to remove yourself from that. You got to stop picking up his calls. You got to stop calling him, stop picking up his calls. And he ain't got no right by law to see his grandchildren. So you got to stop needing him. You got to go to somebody else. Hi, Tony. How much is the Blessed Business Tribe membership? Thank you. You have to, I don't know, because it changes from device to device and how you sign up. So right up under the videos, you'll see where it says see perks or what have you. And when you click on that, then it'll show you the Blessed Tribe and the Blessed Business Tribe. And because I thought I'd be thinking it's one thing and it'd be something else, depending on the device you use. And if you're using Chrome or if you're using Safari, if you're using an Android or if you're using iPhone. But on there, it also will tell you what the Blessed Business Tribe is and what I do for the Blessed Business Tribe. Dating this man who has cheated with 3+ women. Took him back and months later he asked for a break, but blew me up when I ignored him. I'm confused because he only has text, no calls, no pop-ups. Go on about your business, sis. You know, he's not the one. He's not the one. I mean, he done cheated on you. It's like cheating one time is too much. But this man cheated with 3+ women. Come on now. You got to get to some baby powder and slap fire from yourself. You got to do better than that, sister. Come on now. You're too grown for that. It's too many men out in the world. I see a lot of copy and paste. Look like I'm seeing some of the stuff over and over. I've been single 21 years. I am 46 years old. Where do I start? You start by getting the knowledge. It's just like when you get on a job and they put you through training. So you've been single 21 years. It's a new day. It's a new world. It's new games being played. So doing what you're doing right now, you hearing these questions, you learning about the state of relationships today, you watching the videos, you doing the courses, you reading the books, that's going to be the best thing for you. He never grew up in church, so he doesn't know much about Jesus and Christianity. He is trying to get more information. Is it worth moving forward? Has kept his word, flew down to me, treats me good. Well, sis, you got to look at what do you mean to the kingdom? You see what I mean? So you've been on the Blessed Tribe for a while, and I know your name and the senior, and I know that you young, I think in your 20s. And so you have to look at your trajectory and your purpose and what you mean to the kingdom. Because like it's voices out here for the kingdom that's reaching millions, that's reaching hundreds of thousands, that's reaching tens of thousands. So if you are going to be one of those voices, it's no stops that the devil won't pull out to send somebody to you to derail you from your purpose, from your calling, from your ministry, from your belief system. So you have to always realize is that when you're praying for destiny, the adversary is going to send you a distraction that looks like destiny. And what God does is going to be decent and in order. and he gonna give gifts and add no sorrow. So although you're gonna have to do some work, your foundation should be the same. And so if you choose to go into a relationship where the foundation is not the same, then you're inviting problems. Because as you know from knowing God and being a Christian, that's still a daily struggle. That's still a daily battle. Like, you never perfect and you continuously growing. So if he don't even know God, don't know nothing about God, God ain't been up under no rock. So he didn't had all these years to be exposed to God and the word of God. So a lot of times a man will fake, because to an atheist, that's a notch in a belt to get a Christian to sin against her God. Because when you sin against your God, it make that man, for a man, it make that man your God. So a lot of men will get a high out of that, and it'll be an ego stroke for him to get you off your block and get you in that bed with him. And then they'll go out to the barbershop and brag and saying, hey, some of the best, be from them Christian women. But hey, you know them Christian women be talking about God. Boy, look here, when you get one of them, boy, they be in there calling you. Ooh. And so men, when we are grown boys, we want notches in our belt. So we might want a woman who got a BMW. We might want a woman who got a certain color eye, a woman who got a certain color complexion, a woman who is Christian, a woman who is a exotic dancer, a woman who is a stay-at-home mom, a woman who is the mama of one of our clients. You know, if you cut hair, a man want to sleep with the mama of some of the little boys that he cutting their hair. If he a youth football coach, he want to touch them some of the mamas, some of the single mamas on his football or his basketball team. So it's like men, when we grown boys, we have different little fetishes, different little notches that we want to get in the belt. So you come in here like this good Christian, and this man, he on something else. He'll play that role like he getting to know about God to get you off, to get you on your back. And then go and he'll do it to prove to himself that God ain't real. To prove to himself that Christians fake. And so that's why, you know, with my walk with God, I don't want to let down a single person. I could cheat with one woman who will never tell her whole life, but my ministry and my message is lost to that one woman. So her soul will burn because of the place that she in her life, and mine gonna burn with her. And that's all it takes. And so I realized that is, I don't try to look like, oh, well, let me not sleep with 10 women, because that's when you get exposed. Let me just do 5. Let me just do 1. No, I don't want one woman. I don't want one woman to be able to say, hey, that Tony Gasson you see on YouTube be talking about God, hey, he in my DM flirting with me. He trying to hit on me. He trying to hit on me. He want to be with me. Look what he's telling you. Look what he's telling me. Because that one person. So with that man, who you are in his life, his soul on the line, his blood on your hands. Because if God sent him in your life and you fall on in the sex sin, you on your back, then his blood on your hand. But now, if he can't get with the program and he not growing and sowing and getting in what you in, then he gonna have to go on about his business, so you leave about your business. But then he can move forward and say, hey, I met a woman who says she's about this kind of lifestyle and she really live it. So it must be something real about that relationship with God, because that woman, she wasn't with it. Like, she wasn't finna sleep with me. She wasn't finna go against her belief system, because for her, it's real and it worked for her. So that's gonna help him believe it. So that's something real and intentional that I want y'all to understand when we bring God into this, because God need new PR. Because there's so many people that write me about they want a man of God or a woman of God, but they down for the get down. Be ready to be in fornication. And we got to get beyond it. Be ready to do some fraud. Be ready to steal. Be ready to lie. Be ready to cheat. But be talking about God. And we got to do better because we are the gospel. And then people losing faith in God because they be like, man, I can't trust them Christians. Man, them Christian hypocrite. Man, them Christian do this. Man, them Christian do that. Them Christian do this. And a person I know, male or female, they going to see me live a life for Christ. No matter how long they round me, they going to see me living for God. Because they blood on my hand. So I want y'all to understand that now. Akila, God bless you now. God bless you. You done post that question in there 90 times. So, you know, you're not watching this video. You reading your books, studying in your class. And you done post that question 90 times now. I done answer your question. And what I told you is, you right, no rush. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Focus on you. Focus on building you, working on you. Don't worry about no relationship, especially if you a woman. A man need to be worried about a relationship when he working on himself, because it's the man who find a wife. It's the man who need to create his lineage, be fruitful, replenish the earth. The man who need to find a wife. So that's the man place to be out there looking and all of that. As a woman, you will be found. Your husband gonna find you. So, you know, make sure that you locked in, you focus on your 3 B's, you doing what you're supposed to be doing. Vanessa, I miss her super chat. If it came to me, oh, there it go. Vanessa, I see you right here. How to handle being dumped by a guy. I reached out by text to say hi, and he rudely gave me one word answer. Can you give second chance after being dumped? Vanessa, well, I tell you this. You got to move on with your life, okay? You got to move on with your life. You know, you got to do the work. You got to move on with your life, because you worrying about a second chance, but he don't want a second chance. And y'all don't need a second chance, because if he dump you and then you write him and he give you a rude one-word answer, that's him trying to tell you, please pick yourself up, read you a book, listen to that man that you watching on YouTube and not listening to. Listen to what he's saying and move on with your life. So don't worry about no second chance, because you should never want somebody who don't want you. So understand that now. How to deal with shady people at church. I haven't said anything because I don't want to gossip, but I get bad vibes from a girl who everyone loves / friends with. She was cool at first, but switched up. Well, you just got to cut off. You ain't got to gossip. Don't talk bad about her, because if you taking a bone by her, then somebody gonna take a bone by you. And that's on your name. Now you the gossiper. So if she got everybody fooled, what you got to do is just pat yourself on the back that you actually have the spiritual discernment to see her true colors, and pray for the people who can't. So really, that's a blessing. That's a compliment from God to be able to see her true colors. So, and she know you could see her, and that's why she switched it up. So don't worry about that. Go on about your business. Everything ain't worth being addressed. Got married, then divorced. What's up, man? Huh? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Okay, you gonna be able to get it? You just gonna call and order it right now? Oh yeah, that sounds good. Okay. All right. Love you. All right. All right. Cool. Love you. Yes, sir. Speaking my language. Why give me something to eat? Y'all gotta forgive me. She picking up some food. Speaking my language. Uh-oh. My phone ain't got much battery left. Got married, then divorced after 5 years. He had an affair. Got back together. Total 19 years. Just found out he was talking to another woman. He said it was nothing. What's your view? My view is that he's comfortable with you. He's complacent. And he don't believe that you got what it take to leave. He don't believe that you love yourself enough to walk away. And he's not man enough to tell you that you're not the one for him and he's not the one for you. So because he's comfortable with you, he don't want to start over. He don't want to start over, but so he want to keep you as, you like his puppy. But he able to lead you home and go to work and make money and come back home and feed you and rub on your back a little bit, but then go on about his business and just leave you home to play with your toys and fend to yourself. So a lot of times what a man does is a man will use a woman as a human teddy bear or a lap dog. And he will use you just for that little bit of peace and that little bit of comfort and that little bit of consistency. But he's not just satisfied with you. He want more than you. He want what's outside of you. He want other stuff around you. And so that's when that's happening, you got to realize that. And the sad part is that you done gave 19 years of your life. That's the sad part. More precious than rubies. God bless you. God bless you. Hey, y'all, I told him so I wasn't going to be on here longer than an hour because I'm doing a Q&A on Instagram. So make sure, you on my Instagram for the written questions and answers. And I was doing that and my phone about to die, so I need to be able to plug my phone in. So while my wife want to get my food. See, it's Sunday. And the way our marriage is, the way our life is my wife, for one, she's very independent. And so she got stuff that she does. Now, my work, although it's my purpose, it also pays me to serve in my purpose when I'm working for God. And so I be doing work, helping people, but that's also my job. And so she sees that and she understands that. And so she like, listen, you do your work and let me do my work. Let me do what I do. And so when she doing her thing, she want me out the way doing my thing. And so she taking care of the house, she doing this and that. And this what I'm doing, what I'm called to do. So that's how I'm able. So I know sometimes y'all might look and wonder, well, Tony, how you doing a Q&A on Instagram? Answer questions on that, pause that, then come do a Q&A on YouTube, talk here for an hour, then go do more Q&A on Instagram. When you see me stringing it together like that, that means my wife doing her thing. And she got me out the way. She folding laundry, she cleaning, mopping, doing this and that. And some women, why you don't help her? You need to be helping her. She don't want my help. She don't want me in her way. She got a way she like to do stuff, and she want to do it her way. So I let her do that. And then when she need me to do something, she'll say, hey, can you do this right here? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I got you. And baby, can you do this right here for me? Self-love. Tony, I don't have a family or anyone. I provide for myself, and I really don't like it, even though I'm good at it. I'm sad that people say that I have to do it for myself while they have a much better support system in life. And God bless you, sis. God bless you. Keep your head up. You know what I mean? Keep your head up. Because if it was given for you to do, although you don't like it, a lot of us don't like the lot that we have in life. To be honest with you, I would much rather go out here and sell some medical devices than to sit on here answering y'all questions. I'll be honest with you, because I don't even like dealing with people. I'm an introvert, but God gave me a gifting and a calling at this. And I could look around and I could see somebody else try to do this right here, answer questions off the cuff and give a sound answer. And I could see that it ain't the easiest. I know it's not the easiest thing in the world. I know that not everybody is going to be able to give sound feedback. And so that lets me know this must be your calling. This must be your gifting. but the burden is heavy. So when the boy asked me, are you happy? I say, I'm purposeful. I told him, I'm purposeful. I'm intentional. It ain't about happiness. Jesus asked, can the cup be passed from him? Do you think Apostle Paul was happy? Do you think Moses was happy? Do you think David was happy? Happiness is what you define it. I'm obedient to my calling. So for me, that's happiness. You see what I mean? And no more questions now. No more questions. I'm done answering questions. Done answering questions. Just talking to y'all right now because I'm about to get over here because my phone about to die. So I say that to say, you got to embrace your struggle. You got to embrace your grind. You got to embrace your climb. And you got to be happy about your life because nobody is coming to save you. Ain't nobody finna come tap on my shoulder and say, hey, Tony, God gave me your exact gift. I just talked to him. He said, hey, I'm taking the gift from Tony. I'm giving to you. And you finna be able to do exactly what he doing. And I'm finna send him another purpose and another calling. And that's going to, you know, take care of everything. Nobody coming to save you. You see what I mean? So you got to embrace what you called to do, because if you able to do it, then that means you called to it. And that's one thing we got to realize and understand. And it was something else that I kept seeing, a theme I kept seeing in the Q&A. And man, I cannot remember if it was friend with benefits or if it was age difference. I kept seeing questions about age difference. So I don't know what's going on right here, what's in the water with y'all ladies that's younger and want an older man. I'm gonna tell you, that's a gamble. It's a gamble. You probably gonna lose your shirt. When you get a man that's old as your daddy, he gonna try to raise you. So you got to understand that. And on the other side that I kept seeing with the friends with benefits, what y'all have to understand, there are no benefits to being friends with benefits. There are no benefits. You playing yourself like a fool. There's no such thing as casual sex. Every type of sex gonna cost you. Oral, intercourse, it's gonna cost you. And it's gonna take you further than you want to go, and it's gonna cost you more than you can afford to pay. Like grandma used to say. So you better understand everything you doing in this day and age. Like the Bible say, we weaker and wiser. Smartphones making us dumb. Every last one of us, we addicted to our phones. We got our kids addicted to the phones, addicted to the iPads. So what's happening is we're getting weaker and wiser, meaning we could put a man on the moon, but we don't know basic everyday stuff. We don't know how to love ourselves. We don't know how to respect ourselves. We putting up with cheating. We putting up with lying. We settling for friends with benefits. But you could go and do a whole Excel spreadsheet in 10 minutes. You could write a whole report. You could graduate, get a bachelor's, get a master's, get a doctorate. But we don't know how to set boundaries in our interpersonal relationships. We weaker and wiser, like the Bible says. So at this day and age, everything you do, you got to do it intentionally. Everything has to be done intentionally. So you can't play the radio with nobody, meaning that you ain't playing no games with nobody. Anybody in your life, you giving them your absolute best, and they got to be giving you their absolute best. And when somebody trying you and disrespecting you and taking you for granted, you got to love yourself enough to be willing to walk away. Because in this day and age, people playing for keeps. And when you don't know how to love yourself and respect yourself, somebody gonna try you and it's gonna cost you. You're gonna end up pregnant. You're gonna end up having a child with the person. You're gonna end up emotionally scarred for years to come. You're gonna be broke, busted, and disgusted, looking like who shot John and forgot to kill him. And your life gonna feel like it's in shambles because you didn't put boundaries around your life. And you didn't set standards for your life so that the people who come in your life got to treat you with respect, and that people not using you just to use you. And so that's why even with myself right now, I'm pulling back. It's a whole lot that I have done and that I've given to, friends and family that I say, you know what? That's not my place. And if I start to see certain people start to expect it and they feel like I'm obligated to serve, to give to them, then that's when I realized I got to I got to set boundaries. Because what you have to understand about human nature is another human will take you for everything you got. Another human, if you let a human use you, get over on you, lie to you, cheat on you, manipulate you, deceive you, another human being will use you as their supply. They will do what they want to do, how they want to do it, and they will come to you and take you for everything you worth. They'll take you for everything you got, all your emotional capacity, your financial capacity, everything you got, you will be drained if you don't set standards and boundaries in your life and know who you are, know what you want, know what you deserve, and refuse to accept anything less than what you deserve. And that's what it's gonna take. So hey, I got to keep on being out here, but it's sad to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's sad to me. The questions that I get, go on Instagram, search my name, Tony Gaskins, find my Instagram, and click on my story and read the questions. Read the questions. And I'll be doing that as much as I can, and then it drained me. So I'll take a break. I only took like a week break here recently. But before that, I hadn't done it for like a year because it is draining. When I be reading the stuff that y'all putting up with and that y'all go through, I'm like, my goodness. My goodness. I pick up my problems in a heartbeat when I look at other people's problems. And that's one thing I say is that we should never complain about our life, because when you look at somebody else's problems, it's a quote that say if all of us put our problems in a pile, we'll all pick up our own problem, because we got what it takes to deal with our problems. Inside of every problem, there is seeds to the solution. So you got to know and understand that. And once you understand that and you get to that place to where you start to set boundaries in your life and you make sure that you're not being used and abused and taken advantage of, and that the people who come into your life, that they bring something if they gonna take something. That they bring something if they gonna take something. And when you set that in place, that's when that circle gets smaller. That's when you realize who really there for you. That's when you realize who just willing and want to receive and take from you. But when you need them, they're not willing to sacrifice for you. They're not willing to go out their way for you. They're not willing to cancel nothing for you, but they want you to be there at their every beck and call. And so that's what you got to realize. And that's how we losing today. And you have also, in closing, what I'm going to let you know and understand is that, how I say we weaker and wiser, we wicked and wiser too. And so what you have to understand is that it's getting very ruthless out here. It's getting real vicious out here, from men and women, whichever side you on, whichever side you dating on. You got to be very mindful. I had a young lady write in the Q&A about, she asked her boyfriend to pay for her hair. And it's like, ma'am, that's your boyfriend. That's not your husband. He don't owe you no money. He not supposed to be paying your bills. Like, you supposed to have your own job, taking care of yourself. Like, when he your husband, that's a husband duty what he could do, but not no girlfriend. And you're not supposed to be taking care of no man as a woman. And on the flip side of that, what I've been seeing a lot of is women auditioning for men. And you literally auditioning for a man. And you got this man out here. This man got you cooking, got you cleaning, got you doing all of this, sucking and ducking, like you auditioning for the role of a wife, when it's like, listen here, playboy, do this woman got a good heart? Do this woman talk to you with respect? Is she a trustworthy person? Is her life in order? If you see that on her and you attracted to her, that's a wife. The woman ain't got to be cooking and cleaning and sexing you and all of that on no audition. But what happened is we have grown boys who was bullied. We got men today with podcasts and with YouTube channels, and these men was bullied. These men was talked about. These men was punked. These men was degraded and disrespected, and now they coming for their revenge. And so now these men get them a microphone in their face. These men get them a voice, And now it's revenge of the lames. And they coming out here and they finna make these women pay. Oh, you finna pay. Oh, I am the prize. I am high value and you need to work for me. Oh, yeah. Let me ask you this. Is that your hair? Is that your eyelashes? Are those your lips? Those your breasts? Those your thighs? That's your butt? How much you make? You willing to pay for a date? What's your credit score? That's the approach that these men taking today. They putting women on this probationary period like his stuff don't stink. And that's what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing so many women. It's women coming to me. How can I show him I'm a wife? Listen, what is a wife? A wife is a trustworthy, honest person that could be a role model for the kids. That's going to be selfless and caring and loving. How good you could fold clothes don't mean you a wife. How good you could cook and clean don't mean you a wife. How many degrees you got don't mean you a wife. How slim your waist is and nice your breath don't mean you a wife. None of that don't make you a wife. And that's what these men got women thinking that, oh, you got to cook and clean and your waist got to be this size, your face got to look like this, your lashes got to be, listen, those grown boys. And you got to make sure, and this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing good men get overlooked. Good men getting overlooked, dogged out, and disrespected. And then no good grown boys getting all the leeway and the leverage in the world. It's like a man don't make a certain amount of money. Is you, you're not even a man. You are an. You ain't got the N on. You are an. But then get you a grown boy. He going upside your head. He cheating on you. 3 different women. He dumping you. He keep asking for a break every other month. Telling me he need a break to get himself together. Treating you like absolute crap. And y'all keep going back to him. Keep going back to him. Keep going back to him. And then here you got a good man right here sniffing on your neck. Right up under you. Oh, hey, friend. Best friend. Putting the good man in the friend zone who could protect, provide, love you down. But you want the man that's going to beat you down verbally, emotionally, sometimes physically, make you feel like crap and make you seek his approval and juggle you with other women. And then look and ask and wonder why. And I'm telling you, and these men, they got leaders. They got men online on YouTube and podcasts and Instagram that's leading the brigade. And they going there and they going, these men, they going out here to these men on these podcasts and they getting that battery put in their back and they going back in out there, I'm the prize. Revenge of the lames, revenge of the nerds. We finna make these women pay. And then here you got women lining up to pay the piper, bending over backwards for a man. And who for a grown boy. And then you get a good man and spit in his face. And then here's the thing. Every single woman say, oh no, I want a good man. I want a good man. No, I don't want no grown boy. No, I want a good man. My phone about to die. And then I show you a good man. Well, I know I said I want a good man, but what I really was hoping that he made, $75,000, $85,000 a year. That's all. I mean, am I asking too much? You can let me know, Tony, if I'm asking for too much. Now. Let me know now. I thought you wanted a good man. This is a good man, got character. He making money and finna make more money, but he was raised how to treat a woman, how to talk to a woman, but now you calling him soft. Now you calling him now he ain't got enough edge for you. You want somebody like Future who ain't finna give you no future. And he ain't finna use you, sleep with you, impregnate you, Go on by this business. But could dress, got swag now, gonna look good on a date now. Gonna look good while y'all pump faking for the audience as a couple, but you gonna get left. You gonna get cheated on. You gonna get dogged out. But here go the good man, and he getting overlooked. So it's not that it's not good men. It's just that women looking at men with money, who a lot of these men have money but don't have character. And so you want a man in real life with money who's not a celebrity, but you want him to have celebrity money or status in the community, want him to be a lawyer or a doctor or, on the board, the pastor, the chairman, want him to be something in the community or want to have money, and overlook the man who he gonna get up and go to work every day. Hand might be dirty, might have dirt under his nail, might not know how to dress. He's still wearing them parachute pants with the bell bottom. He gonna tuck that shirt in, have that belt on. He dress a little different, but he'll get overlooked when he actually is the one that's solid. And you want the men out here that wearing these short shorts that gonna stop at the middle of their thigh. You can see the vein coming from their groin to their kneecap, and they can't put a wallet in them pants. They can't put a dollar in them pants. Them pants so tight. He got all his shirt buttoned all the way down. You can see his heart beating in his chest. He got a little diamond necklace on. He got all his tattoos on. He smoked like a chimney. He drank like a fish. He sleep around like a porn star. But because he looked like what's being praised and shown online, with these men with money, and they got variety, they got access. So they'll get them a woman that just feel like, man, I can't get nobody else. I don't want nobody else. And as long as she getting took care of financially, he could cheat much as he want to cheat. And then women letting men come in real life and do that in real life. Everyday men just running in and out. And I'm like, now listen, you looking at this rapper girlfriend or baby mama, but your man out here cheating and broke. Nah, that's a little bit of money what he got. Yeah, he make 100,000. That ain't no money. That ain't no money to be cheating. $1 million ain't no money to be cheating. 100 million, you see these other women doing what Jeff Bezos' wife did. I did see ya. And then giving all her money away. Cause she realized money can't buy happiness. She realized how trillions of dollars and can't buy happiness. What Bill Gates' wife did. See ya. What Michael Jordan's wife did. See ya. Cause they realized, and that's why I keep trying to tell y'all, like, listen, a good man, he gonna be on a grind. He might not have money coming out his ears. He might not be able to do all this and that. He might not be able to fly you to Tahiti right now. But he going to be ambitious. He going to get up. He going to go to work. He going to talk to you right. He going to respect you. And listen, he might not look like the men you seeing on Instagram on your popular page. Might not look like the men on the TV. His nose might be a little wider. He might have a wide set nose. They might call him Nostradamus. But do he treat you right? Is he loving you right? Is he a good man? Listen, he don't have the money for all them facials and manicures and pedicures and fake hairlines like the men you see online. But it's a good man. And so that's what you got to understand, is that today we need to really understand what is a good man, what is a good woman. And that's really where we failing at. Men saying they want a good woman and they really looking for a big booty with a pretty smile, who could twerk to a certain song and look like somebody he follow online. And then the equal vice versa for the woman. And that's what I'm seeing as I'm sitting out here reading these emails and processing and seeing what's going on and collecting the data. I'm like, man, we being just led astray by what we seeing on reality TV, on Instagram, on YouTube, on the movies, on the shows. We being led astray. And we're not really connecting and clicking on what really matters. So, hey, it's Tony Gaskin. My phone about to die on me. And so I had hid the chat. So y'all, forgive me. So I could just talk through there. So I ain't see nothing. And I had stopped taking questions. So if you came in late, forgive me. If you came in late and posted a question and I missed it. But God bless you. And my phone dead. But I'm going to try to, when things going a little slower this week, if depending on these here NBA finals and what time they going on, I'll be doing live Q&As at different times. Because me and my wife, we're going to be taking us a little break on Sunday. So, but hopefully I have some videos still going up while me and my wife on our little break, a little getaway, little vacation to end out the summer before school start and life get back going. God bless you. We'll talk soon.